Today we're gonna be talking about a well-known R&B singer, one with an extensive and successful career in the music industry, who is simply making headlines for all the wrong reasons. He rose to prominence in the mid-2000s, dropping several chart-topping albums and earning a gold certification from the RIAA. Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour is none other than Bobby Valentino. What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. Bobby Valentino was born in the 80s in Mississippi. Though born there, Bobby later moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where he was inspired to become an R&B singer after listening to the likes of Michael Jackson, Jodeci, and Marvin Gaye. Around 1994, at the age of 14, V, who at this point was still performing as Bobby Wilson, formed a four-man R&B youth quartet named Mr. The group was composed of Bobby, Byron Reeder, Brandon Brown, and Daryl Allen, who all ranged in age from 11 to 15. Bobby had been singing since the 4th grade, where he had met one of his bandmates and truly felt like Mr. had all the potential to make it big. They released their self-titled debut around 1996 through Elektra after hooking up with Organized Noise, which spawned the singles Blackberry Molasses and Lady. Of the two, only Blackberry Molasses charted, peaking at number 53 on the Hot 100 and number 13 on the R&B board. Not bad if you consider their ages at the time.
Blackberry Molasses, one of the things that never change.
Now their album did not perform very well. However, despite recording a second album produced by Tim and Bob, their sophomore offering was never released. By 1998, the group had split up due to managerial issues, but Bobby had his first taste of success and he wasn't giving up on it. After completing high school and breaking up the band, Bobby decided to go to college and get a degree just in case his music career didn't work out. While in school, Bobby still recorded in his free time, but didn't truly pursue music wholeheartedly until he received his degree around 2003. Thereafter, he began making demo tapes and passing them out. He struck gold when one of his demo tapes landed in the lap of none other than Ludacris himself. Ludacris was deeply impressed with Bobby and immediately signed him as the first R&B artist on his Disturbing the Peace label.
This your boy Bobby V and you watching LA Extra Large, so make sure you stay tuned, alright?
When did you get with DTP? Who knew?
I've been with DTP a long time, you know. I know a lot of people don't know because I'm kind of an independent type of artist, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, do you ever see yourself going to film or television or acting? Because we see a lot of artists crossing over. Do you see that in your future?
Definitely. You know, I love to act. That's one of my second loves. So I was actually on 101. I had a little, you know, a couple little parts on that.
Couple lines,
you know what I'm saying? That was my debut. So, you know, I'm just grinding on that too. But right now I'm really focused on music.
Right.
And whatever happens with the acting thing, it comes, you know?
Okay. Well, I'm going to let you get to work. I appreciate you stopping and talking with us. For LA Extra Large, I'm Michelle Hope with
your boy Bobby V.
Around 2005, Bobby, finally adopting his moniker of Bobby Valentino, dropped his debut single in the form of Slow Down.
Slow down, I just wanna get to know you.
You know, when I heard the record, when we recorded it, and when I heard the track, I knew that, you know, it was gonna be something spectacular. I knew it might not have happened as soon as we did it, but I knew that it would be a record that would grow, man. I never thought it would come in London. No, I never did. I was like, man, there's something special about that thing, man, for real. You know? It came out extra hot, man, and I was really excited about it.
The single was a major success for Bobby Valentino, topping the R&B chart, peaking at number 8 in the Hot 100 and going on to gain a gold certification from the RIAA. To date, it remains his highest charting single.
Disturbing the Peace presents Bobby Valentino, his debut album.
You know how we do. I just wanna get to know you.
Featuring the smash hit Slow Down.
After this, Bobby dropped his self-titled debut album around 2005, and two other singles followed, namely Tell Me and My Angel. Only Tell Me charted in the 50s and didn't do too bad as it managed to go gold. Ridiculously chuffed with his almost instantaneous success, Bobby soon began working on his sophomore album. Just over 2 years later, he dropped Special Occasion alongside the singles Turn the Page and Anonymous. Overall, although generally well received, the album did not do as well as its predecessor and the singles did not chart very well. While Bobby Valentino's first album sold about 708,000 copies, Special Occasion sold almost 270,000 units.
This album is entitled Special Occasion. First, because it's a song for every occasion, whether you're kicking it with that special somebody, whether you by yourself, or whether you just at the crib, man, you know what I'm saying, or going to the club. Second, it's my second album. That's a special occasion within itself. A lot of artists don't make it to their second album. So this is my second album. I'm very excited, so that's a special occasion.
Aside from the half-baked album success of his sophomore offering, Bobby was also facing a few other problems. At the time, he found out that an English singer, songwriter, and musician had been recording under the name Bobby Valentino, and he was forced to change his name to Bobby V.
My second #1 album, so I was excited. It was a big international record.
But that put him on the home turf of a prominent British pop musician who was also named Bobby Valentino.
We get this message from an attorney that there's this man in Europe that's suing my brother for using his name. That man didn't just sue Bobby, he sued the label.
I had to pay this guy a lot of money. The label had to pay him a lot of money.
In addition, Bobby Valentino was frustrated with Disturbing the Peace because his album only sold about 270,000 copies. Eventually, he was dropped from Def Jam and left DTP. According to him, his second album didn't do very well because the label was trying to influence his sound. It happened to me too on my second album. I was working with Tim and Rob and we had everything mapped out. Then the label was like, "We want you to work with Rodney Jerkins. He's super dope and a legend, but he wasn't my sound." Ray J just had success with One Wish, and the label wanted to recreate it with Turn the Page. After I did that, I had to go with a guarantee and go with Timbaland because he was the hot hand at the time. That's why I did Anonymous, and those two songs were successful, but ultimately it got me away from who I was. After that, I was trying to backtrack and get back to who I was, but then the label dropped me. Despite the situation and severed business ties, Bobby had no beef with anybody on Disturbing the Peace and Def Jam. The following year, he released his first EP called Come With Me, and shortly after that he announced that he was no longer signed to DTP or Def Jam. 3 months later, around 2008, Bobby signed a new deal with EMI with the agreement that they would house his new imprint Blue Collar Dreams. With Blue Collar Dreams, I have the opportunity to step out on faith and use the knowledge and experience that I have gained to take my career to the next level.
The V, Bobby V, Blue Collar Dreams. And when you say Blue Collar Dreams, you gotta say, you know the business.
You know the business.
Exactly, yes.
Way from Luda now doing the independent thing.
Yes, yes. Well, it's kind of independent and it's kind of not, you know, since it's my label, it's kind of independent, but the deal is structured through EMI Capital, so
oh, okay.
It's cool.
Well, I know what else is structured, ladies.
When Bobby dropped his next album, it was his first under his new name, and also it was his first under his own imprint. Because of all the firsts involved, the album wound up being called The Rebirth. It came out around 2009, preceded by the singles Beep with Young Jock and Hands on Me. Beep hit number 55 on the Hot 100, but the album itself sold about 64,000 copies in the first week. After this fairly successful half-independent effort, Bobby's career started to plateau and gradually decline. He never again quite matched the success of his debut. He then went on to drop a couple of mixtapes, then around 2011 he signed a deal to Capitol and wound up being very irritated with the label once again. According to Bobby, his label was very controlling and he wound up naming his fourth album Fly on the Wall as a tongue-in-cheek reference to his feelings on where he stood with the label. I remember Atlanta came to meet with us and they were ready to do the deal. We asked Capitol to let us be free, but Capitol decided to keep me. After that, they changed their staff and dropped my Fly on the Wall album at the time. That's why I named my album that, because I was just a fly on the wall. When Fly on the Wall came out, it sold about 38,000 copies in the first week and peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200. At this point, this was Bobby's poorest performing album to date.
He has the new album out, Fly on the Wall. How's that doing?
I was doing well, you know, Capitol Records, Blue Collar Dreams, that's my label. It's my 4th album, so I'm very excited. Came out March 22nd, so everybody make sure y'all go get that.
Singles that spawned off the album include Phone Number, Words, Rock With Ya, and Grab Somebody, all of which missed the Hot 100. Around 2012, he dropped the mixtape V-Day and the album Dusk Till Dawn, which was released through E1. This one peaked at number 91 on the Billboard 200. In his time off, he landed a small part in the direct-to-DVD movie Hollywood Hearts, for which he also recorded the soundtrack and released it through his imprint. In addition, he had his first child, a daughter who was born around 2017. Now, 2017 was a weird year for Bobby Valentino. It all began around the end of July with a viral video. In the video, posted by a transgender sex worker named RIAA Houston, a half-naked Bobby Valentino runs to a room where he puts his pants on and then practically sprints out of an apartment or hotel room while keeping his face covered. While running away, the transgender woman calls after him, repeating his name over and over again. After this, RIAA posted the video online and claimed that she did not get paid for her services. When she did this, she got a lot of backlash for clout chasing and possibly outing someone who wasn't ready to be outed. She then took to Facebook to defend her actions. Let me say this, what I did to Bobby Valentino was on the basis he didn't have any coin. So to play with my money is to play with my life like any girl would do. Don't expose but extort, and get what's rightfully yours either voluntarily or involuntarily. I don't care who doesn't respect my decision, because my bank account will respect it the most. After this, Bobby received a lot of attention on social media. This ranged from mocking him to supporting him, and even Mr. Drop It Hot himself, Snoop Dogg, hilariously roasted the man.
Cause I just got back to civilization. I can't believe what the fuck I just seen, man. I just landed back in LA, and a nigga just showed me Bobby Valentino in the room with a man running out the room without his shoes.
Hey, she told him to slow down.
She told him to slow down. Bobby, man, come see me, brother. Come see me. We got to talk, Bobby.
After this, RIAA Houston did a couple of interviews and changed her story a couple of times, which made people think that maybe she was lying. Now, Bobby had a completely different version of events. In his version, he didn't know that Houston was a transgender and bailed when he found out. According to him, Houston was blackmailing him and wanted several $1,000s or else she would post the video to social media. Bobby then filed a lawsuit against her, claiming she was guilty of extortion. That was that, and the situation eventually blew over. But I won't lie, every time I hear the name Bobby Valentino, I instantly think of this moment.
If it was to be business, as was stated, things would have never went the direction they went. If you would have listened to the things that I told you in the backstory before even going through this, as I was so transparent to tell you my dreams, my ambition, my backstory, because you wanted to know what is it that I have I had experience in this field, and I told you where I want to go. Things could have went a different route. People could have you could have even gained more fans a part of that route, being so pro for the things that we as a trans community wanted to do. But apology at this moment doesn't serve justice for me. Justice will be served once you accept the fact that what you did was wrong, and that in order to progress is to also understand that you have to understand that you're not in the right in this situation.
A few months later, Bobby landed another label deal with Sono Recording Group, which had a distribution deal with Universal. For his next album, he worked exclusively with A&R man Tim Kelly, who co-produced his debut album. Around 2018, he dropped his next offering, One Code Electric, and let's just say it became his biggest flop to date, missing the charts completely despite its decent Snoop Dogg collaboration on the song Lil Bit.
All I need is a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Yeah. Take it up on me real quick.
Unfortunately, by March of the same year, he was again under the spotlight for doing something wrong, as he was accused of sexual assault by a woman. According to Bobby Valentino, these allegations were false and the lady was just trying to extort him and make a quick buck. Bobby takes any allegation against women very seriously. However, false allegations damage true victims of sexual abuse. Now, Bobby didn't really go to jail for the incident, so it's clear this situation was sorted outside of the court. After this, Bobby continued to maintain a relatively low profile, still performing in multiple venues and shows, but only dropping the single Everybody around 2019. 2020 followed a very similar pattern, with the only singles Love That Shit and Not Alone serving as new music. 2021 brought 3 new singles, Reply, Like This, and I Want You, as well as Another Day in the headlines. This time he took issue with multiple women doing OnlyFans. You be naked so much on this app, I be wondering how y'all look in clothes. Like sis might be cute in a turtleneck. As one Instagrammer so accurately answered, right message, wrong messenger. Despite the humorous nature of the comment, Bobby received a ton of backlash. The ladies attacked him on Instagram and called him names. They told him he was washed up and even brought up his past situation with the transgender woman. Now at this point, Bobby was clearly frustrated and fed up and went on Instagram to say the following. So if I'm washed up and lame, why do y'all care so much about what I do? I don't understand that. Somebody that's lame and washed up, I wouldn't even be checking for him like that. I'm still trying to understand that too. Bobby Valentino is still very active in the music industry. Most recently, he dropped the single Cookie in this year and even participated in a versus battle. He was paired with Ray J and the duo went up against Sammy and Pleasure P. The segment went viral and was so well received that the 4 singers came together to meet virtually on social media and announced plans to form a group called RSVP. Now, one of the reasons Bobby did not make it big is because he could not settle with a label. Because he could not settle with a label, his sound continued to change over time, and thus he found it hard to make songs that his fans truly wanted to hear. On Spotify, Bobby V has 1.4 million monthly listeners, and his most listened to songs are Slow It Down, Tell Me, Anonymous, and Turn the Page.
We going live, me and the group, RSVP. Out of all of us, I am Ray J. He's Sammy, that's Valentino, and it's Pleasure P. Let me tag in the group. Here we go. Let's get it popping, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to today, and tomorrow is not promised, so live it up. Let's do it. Fuck what they talking about, you know what I'm saying? We going live. Where my group members? Where my group members at? Where my group members? I'm on time, group. I'm on time, group. I could have went and did my last looks too. Powdered my nose. You feel what I'm saying? I'm on time, group. Where my group? Where my group at? Where RSVP? See? Like in the technology world and in the shit that I do, if it's 2:58 and it's a 3 o'clock meeting, I'm on at 2:59. Like we said, 2:45. Let me see. Oh, there go Pleasure P. Turn me up, P. Except P.
Listen. I'm always on time, bro.
Right, my bad.
I'm always on time.
I'm jumping the gun. Melody, I'm gonna put some ice in your baba. Hold on, I gotta put. Melody said her baba. Hold on. Let's put our other group member in.
What Valentine at, man?
I just tried to, you know.
Okay.
There you go. Valentine. Hey, Bobby, you know what? I want to thank you, Bobby, first off, man, because this RSVP wouldn't have worked if you didn't accept to just be Valentino. You get what I'm saying? You could have been like, nah, I'm Bob, right? And so the fact loud Valentino,
Jazz, what up, Jazz?
I can be Valentino, but I can't be Bobby Valentino.
That's it for me, it's your boy Ali. What happened to Bobby V in your opinion? Let me know down below. Video requests, be sure to let me know down below as well. New What Happened To dropping very soon. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.
Perfect.